The number of internships has rebounded since the pandemic first struck Singapore, going up by as much as 1.5 times compared to pre-pandemic times. In today's SG Pulse, Chua Tin Tian finds out how remote technology is supporting this change.
For many tertiary students here, an internship means a 30 to 50% chance of getting a job. But with last year's employment figure recording its sharpest fall in more than 2 decades, getting an internship is probably one of the pressing questions on their minds. At the height of COVID-19, the pandemic slashed an estimated 1/3 of internship opportunities, especially in hard-hit sectors like F&B, retail, hospitality and travel. But universities say there's some light at the end of the tunnel.
We saw an increase in the internships during fall 2020. And I had the sense that the employers were a bit more confident once the COVID-19 measures, social distancing measures got into place and they knew what was happening. So it was almost like business as usual.
Jobs listing platform Career Builder has seen the number of internships double for some job roles, while Glints reports a 50% increase.
We've seen data from other sources that suggest that 86% of employers in Singapore specifically think that disruptions to hiring will be temporary and that things will revert to pre-COVID levels.
With Singapore showing early signs of economic recovery from COVID-19, Ms. Hill says the hiring momentum for interns is set to rise as work-from-home arrangements make it easier for employers to implement internship programs.
We surveyed over 300 companies across the region. And for Singaporean employers, we saw that pre-COVID, 2% were open to remote work. That shot up to 25% plus post-COVID.
But are virtual internships sufficient to help students develop the right skills to land a job?
What you're doing right now?
Right now, having a virtual call with some overseas colleagues for an advertising campaign for one of our shampoo brands.
24-year-old Nicolo interned with this MNC last year, remotely from home. With more working virtually in a post-COVID world, she says this has allowed her to hone new skills valued by companies.
The virtual internship gave me, a lot of autonomy in my work, so there wasn't really someone that was looking over my shoulder. So in a way, it taught me a lot about time management as well as planning skills, which I feel are very important as I come into my full-time job.
Procter & Gamble says that some 65% of interns like Nicole have been offered full-time roles upon graduation. That's because they've been trained to work efficiently in a post-COVID world.
I would say that the trainings have slightly tweaked into a new direction during the virtual internship. For example, in terms of topics-wise, we cover things like, how do you conduct a effective virtual presentation? How do you write effective emails and short one-pagers to communicate with their team members as well as managers?
Their interns are also required to communicate with their supervisors at least 3 times a week to build up soft skills and to receive feedback on their work. So far, those CNA spoke to say interns who have gone through a virtual internship are able to perform their duties equally well as their peers who have done a physical one. This means they wouldn't get the short end of the stick when employers consider them for a permanent role. And while some still believe that face-to-face internships is the way to go to optimize learning, it seems like the virtual intern is here to stay.